I'm Michael Flaherty.
And this is Flahertys on Films, where we discuss movies from our totally non-expert point of view. Seriously,
We're not experts.
We don't know shit.
What movie? What is that?
A film.
Is that like a moving picture?
I think it is.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
All right, yeah. With sound, probably.
This week, we continue our countdown of the AFI, American Film Institute, Top 100 Films of All Time, with Platoon from 1986.
A young recruit in Vietnam faces a moral crisis when confronted with the horrors of war and the duality of man.
Duality of Man is such a cool phrase.
That is really cool.
I really enjoy that a lot.
Yeah.
Have you seen this before?
No, I knew nothing about it, really.
I thought I had seen it before because I was confusing it with Apocalypse Now.
What is that movie?
It's also a horrible war. Like, not horrible, like, but the horrors of war movie.
Yeah.
And it's from the same guy who did The Godfather.
Okay.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah.
This is initial reactions.
That was pretty good. I liked it.
Didn't like it.
Okay. Disgusted by it? You just thought it was poorly made, poorly executed?
I thought I was grossed out by it and bored.
Bored?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
So we'll get into it, though.
Which I think is the real con, because being grossed out was the intent.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay, yeah.
But why don't we get some background, get some info.
Context.
To inform our discussion.
I'm checking my time here, and I think it is... BAM!
Time for Sam.
So this film actually had 8 nominations for Academy Awards. It was one of 2 that tied for most nominations that year. Any guesses?
Best...
In 1986. I don't have any guess.
I have no guess. Best Picture.
Moonstruck.
Best Picture.
Best Actor.
Oh, wait, I thought we were guessing the film.
Tom Berenger, Best Actor.
Yes.
What? Yeah, I did it! Thank you.
It was nominated for 8. It won 4. So it did win Best Picture and Best Director.
So I was wrong about Moonstruck.
Yeah. Also, film editing and sound.
Okay.
It was nominated for Best Supporting Actor, actually 2. Tom Berenger,
And Willem
thank you.
Dafoe?
And Willem Dafoe. It also was nominated for Best Original Screenplay and Best Cinematography.
Cool.
Fun fact from my camp. Willem Dafoe was born in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I tell everybody that fact.
We live in Wisconsin.
Oh,
So
yeah,
this-
that's important.
This film was written and directed by Oliver Stone, who was actually one of the first Vietnam vets to direct a Vietnam War film. He actually had a post-traumatic stress disorder attack during the village scene because it was so flashbacks to it.
A little interesting caveat to that. I happened to do this little segment of Amazon reviews, and there are a lot of reviews where people are like, this is just war propaganda, and Vietnam wasn't that bad. And then a lot of people defending it saying, Oliver Stone was there, dick. So I did know that. I didn't know about the PTSD, though. That's interesting.
To get the... it wasn't really to make them bond or to create them as one unit, but...
Platoon, if you will.
Or a platoon. But more so to get them sleep-deprived, exhausted, and burnt out was the exact wording. There was a 2-week intensive basic training in the jungle where they had to live there and they had to do different tasks. They were kept up at night because they would fire blanks just randomly.
They were just torturing their actors.
And they started filming them the day after camp ended.
Whoa, that's a cool fact.
So
Yeah,
they
that's really
did,
cool.
I think it was 52 days it took to film. So basically, they started with this very intense, horrible, just wear them out, make them terribly exhausted, and then film.
Interesting.
Which was effective, because I felt like those actors really did portray just being in that mindset.
Yeah, I think so.
It was actually shot almost completely in sequence, so when the actors died, they got to go home. And the fact did point out that you really can see this on Charlie Sheen's face when he gets into the helicopter.
Yeah.
He is very excited.
Yeah.
Apparently, when he got home,
that's good.
they shot in the Philippines. He actually kissed the ground as soon as they got back in the United States.
Wow.
There are writing on all of the actors' helmets. Some of the more famous ones. Charlie Sheen's writing says, "When I die, bury me upside down so the world can kiss my ass."
Sure.
Johnny Depp's hat says Sherilyn on, or helmet says Sherilyn, who was the girl he was dating at the time.
Aww.
And Moses, who played Lieutenant Wolf, his was an image of the Mad magazine mascot, Alfred D. Newman, and the phrase, "What, me worry?" Okay. Which apparently was very funny that Oliver Stone started laughing in the middle of filming.
Aww.
Charlie Sheen did credit Keith David, who played King, with saving his life while filming. The helicopter took a little dip, and Charlie Sheen actually slid towards the door, but was stopped by Keith David.
So Two and a Half Men almost didn't happen. Wow.
And the last fact I
Man's
have...
life was saved.
Sorry, that was
Joke
rude.
about it.
The last fact I have for you guys is that there's a very powerful scene where Charlie Sheen throws down a grenade in an almost suicide attempt, and it was actually not in the script. He just felt that his character at this moment would be so suicidal,
Wow.
and it was so powerful that they kept it in.
That's good.
That's good facts. All right.
All right.
That was some great facts.
That was Bam.
Time for Sam. All right. And let's get into our next little segment where we go through the Amazon one-star
Great.
reviews, and there were a lot.
This segment, I would give 5 stars. I think it's so good.
Wow. Wow. All right, Michael.
Okay.
You want to start with Crystal here?
Crystal's review. This is a good one. I agree with hers. Here we go. It's okay.
All right. This one. I bought this movie for my partner. It is his favorite movie, and the original was gnarled by the VCR.
Nice gnarledies.
Yes, I watched a fraction of the movie and found what I saw extremely distasteful. If you find violence toward children and the mentally challenged offensive, I recommend you avoid this movie. I think she said that wrong. Because
Yeah.
I think if you find it offensive, you... Oh, yeah. No, she said that right.
Okay,
That was
okay.
Katie Vento.
Okay. So Jay Pearson has to say.
Oh, wait, but Katie there had a response to her review
Yeah.
from Fritz there.
Oh. And what did you expect? A Sunday walk in the park? Yeah.
Good point,
Yeah,
Fritz.
that was nice.
All right.
All right, here's what Jay Pearson says. Just a crappy war film. Hollywood distortion.
Wow.
Bold.
Bold stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. This one is another one I like because I love the response. So I remember watching this years ago, not long after it came out in the 80s. However, I did not remember what it was about, or I never would have watched again. The Vietnam War was a dark spot in our history, and many good men nobly served our country and died during this conflict. I was born in 1967, so I was too young to know anything about it. And then it kind of goes on for a while, and this is from Bama Joe. But then my favorite is someone responds, he's like, just for clarity, you're giving The War a 1-star rating, not the movie.
That's really good.
Yeah.
And here's what Carol Hanscom says. It was confusing and boring and arrogant.
Wow.
Carol, I don't know, Carol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yuck, says David.
Yeah, okay. Here's what Jimmy says. No.
Just no.
No.
All right. What a dumb movie. Bored out of my mind. Glad I wasted so much time watching this instead of doing something productive, says Mustang Fury.
Here's what Glenn.
Glenn?
Oh. Yeah, it's that far away. Good movie, but too much swearing. I want the TV version. I want the TV version. But that is not available on DVD. That's all. What a great closer.
Thanks, Glenn.
That's it. I'm done.
Okay. So the plot is actually pretty simple, right? It's really just this vignettes about how horrible it is being in Vietnam. And it kind of comes down to there's 2 guys in this unit who are like kind of battling for Charlie Sheen's. There's Tom Berenger, who's like a real hard-ass, hardline. He'll do anything because this is war, damn it. And then there's Willem Dafoe, who's like, you don't have to be that much of a dick.
Yeah.
Maybe smoke some weed and chill out
Yeah.
before you murder children. Like, that's... And that's kind of the main driver of
And
the
you
movie.
don't like this movie? Any movie where the message is just smoke and chill out with Willem Dafoe.
Well, do we learn that lesson, though? I guess. Okay, can we talk about the first thing that really struck me about this movie?
Yeah.
Was this cast is bonkers.
Yeah, go on.
So first of all, Charlie Sheen. All right.
So you're saying bizarre cast, and I think I agree with you, but I also think it's a great cast. I think they all fill their roles perfectly.
I think I'd push back on that a little. I didn't think Charlie Sheen was very good. I didn't think he was... I don't know, I just thought he was a little bland. I thought he was a little weak. Like, I think a lot of people around him were much better. And I thought...
Okay. I thought he was good at what he was supposed to be, which was like...
Nobody? Like, he just was this empty vessel in the movie, to me.
He did arc from just kind of a pretentious I'm here because why do the poor have to fight?
Right.
The douchey kind of, yeah.
Oh, man.
But he did arc to like, now I'm really fucked up.
Yeah, but
I did see
agree.
that in him.
I agree that he did the job. And I don't think he was terrible. I just don't think he was very good. Like, I thought he was okay. I think a lot of other actors could have done a better job.
Really, as specifically as that role.
Yep, I really think that. And I thought it was also, so here's what I also think is just so bizarre. And I do say bizarre just because it's like, these people are in a movie together?
Yeah.
So like, first of all, Johnny Depp. I think it's so funny that two 80s heartthrobs are in this very serious war film.
Is Charlie Sheen a heartthrob?
Was in the 80s. Wasn't
When this movie came out?
Yeah.
He's a heartthrob? He's not hot.
Yeah, but like 80s hot.
Oh, okay. Isn't he kind of a shorty?
Shorties can be hotties. Tom Cruise was also a hottie in this
It's true.
decade.
That was actually very offensive.
Yeah.
For me to say.
That was so, why do you hate short men?
Yes.
Michael is 6'2", so he's just being a
I'm
dick.
just towering over these shorties.
Forrest Whitaker, he's great. And
Yeah, not in the movie enough, but
no,
great.
but always good.
Yeah.
Dr. Cox from Scrubs.
Yeah, I thought he did a great job.
He was great, but I didn't really get the accent he was doing. It was a little weird to me sometimes. But
I didn't think it was inconsistent.
No, it wasn't. So he was great in it. I was just... It was just slightly different from, because I've seen so much Scrubs. So I was
Right.
like, but it's a little different. And also he kept, what's the situation, Bob? And it's like, he says that in Scrubs all the time. And I wonder now if it's a Platoon reference.
Yeah, it might be.
And then Johnny Drama from Entourage.
He was the only one where some of his lines were like, I don't know if you know how to act.
Right. This
Yeah.
is clearly his biggest thing he's done ever other
Ever
than
in his
Entourage.
life. Yeah.
And he was like the real messed up kid who was like trying to rape little girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought that.
Yeah.
But just some of his delivery I didn't think was very good.
Oh, and then the guy
Distractingly unso.
the guy with the great voice who
Willem Dafoe?
no. Oh, yes. No, he was in the 7th season of Community with the Yahoo season. He's
Keith David.
Keith David.
Yeah.
That
Guy's
was random.
awesome. Yeah.
Mary Alice's crazy husband from Desperate Housewives.
Sure. Who's the guy?
He's great.
His name Mark Moses? I made that up. Is it something
Research.
like that?
Research.
Mark
Okay.
Moses, yep.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, I thought that was amazing casting. To me, just his face, especially when he was so young, he looked like, I'm a captain, I'm in charge, but out of my depth.
Yeah.
I thought he did that perfectly. Or he just looked the part especially.
I thought so too. He looked.
No,
Yeah.
and those scenes where he's like going into the camp and like trying to blend with the boys, and he's
Oh,
like, okay,
but
I'm gonna go.
I feel like that's how I would blend with the army guys in
Totally,
Vietnam. Be
totally.
like, hey fellas, what's the haps?
Yeah. And then they're like, all right, I'm gonna go now.
He was really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a pretty good rundown of the cast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I missed some that I just didn't recognize, but I just thought it was like, what a odd cast to put together, but maybe
Yeah.
not so odd in the 80s. Yeah.
So are we gonna talk about if we liked it?
I don't know. I was a little bored sometimes.
So just not enough. I liked this movie. There's some things I didn't like.
Okay.
One of the things were a couple of the voiceovers and some of the things that characters said were just like,
So cheesy.
yeah, cheesy, which is too bad because it's like, I felt at the same time this movie was a kind of an anti-war movie. And it just by the visuals, didn't have to say anything. Like, okay, this is like a clearly horrible situation. Even when they're just like walking around the forest and he's got just like a whole colony of ants on his neck.
Oh,
just like,
God.
okay, I get it, this is horrible. But then he's narrating the letters he's writing to his grandma. And he's like, Grandma, war's hell. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. We saw that visually.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is. I think saying war is hell is just not effective at all. Showing it at all is super effective to me.
So it was a show, don't tell.
Yeah.
And I guess part of my not liking it is what makes this movie good, right? Like it does adequately show the horrors of war.
Yeah.
But okay. So maybe this is kind of a beef I have that's not fair, but I've also seen Oliver Stone. So I think he made a couple Vietnam movies, maybe 3.
He did do 3.
Yeah, research says he did 3.
Mm-hmm.
And
Thank you, research.
And I've seen Born on the 4th of July. And
Yeah.
it's this Tom Cruise movie. And it is just 2.5 hours of sadness.
Okay.
And it is just like so hard to watch.
That would taint me too.
And it's so gratuitous. And it's just like about this guy who just loves America and he wants to fight. And then it's just him coming back from the war and being treated like crap and being handicapped. And it's just like, oh my God. So I think that's kind of what he's trying to do, and he does it pretty well, but it's not an enjoyable
So
film.
I'm coming to this movie with the opposite biases because I feel like I haven't seen a lot of anti-war movies, even though I think conceptually that's a great thing. Like, because war is the worst.
War's bad.
Right. So if you show it just the graphic, just like here's how just shitty it is, and it's
Yeah.
also what else like this movie. It doesn't feel very pro-America either.
Well, sometimes
Just
it
like-
gets a little too him. Yeah.
Right. Just some of the platoon or do some fucking horrible things, and there's not really a consequence. And I think the movie kind of implies people did this. People
Right.
did these horrible things.
So-
The Americans did these
so-
just horrible things.
Maybe this is also like because I don't understand war or I don't understand where they come from, but I don't actually get what their motivators were to be that horrible. Like, was it just because they were under threat all the time? Like,
I just think they're fucked up.
but I don't feel like we got the beginning of that. Like, I feel like it was, so there's a scene where they go into the village and it's just awful. And Charlie Sheen is like making this handicapped guy dance with his machine gun.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, Johnny Drama comes in and kills the guy by beating him to death with the butt of his gun and said, well, his head just exploded there. Then they go to the next scene where they're trying to get information out of this guy, so they shoot his wife and then they threaten to shoot his young daughter.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what led to that? Like, I don't feel like there was enough before. I didn't
I
see
thought
it.
there was, honestly.
Okay, maybe it was just me then.
Just being in war. That's just such a horrible mindset to be in.
I mean, oh god. And then there was this scene where Willem Dafoe makes Charlie Sheen smoke out of the barrel of a gun.
Yeah.
Feeling good's good enough.
It's a great scene.
It was so weird. The day before I watched this film, we had gone to a concert and some dude had this t-shirt and it said, "Open up your mind and your ass will follow." And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? And apparently it's a line from this film.
I don't even remember the line.
I think Forrest Whitaker says it. Or
It's totally escaping me.
yeah, and it was such a throwaway scene, and it still doesn't make any sense to me. But
Yeah.
I'm glad that the T-shirt was just a movie quote and not like what?
Yeah, I could see that being a revelation.
I don't know. I thought I don't know. Some of the pacing was a little weird and just a little dull. Like I was either grossed out or bored. Like I was never any other feeling.
Yeah. In the beginning, I felt like I didn't get what the platoon's mission was, but I didn't know if that was intentional or if I knew more about the Vietnam War, I would just know that.
I think that is intentional. I think like the confusion and the like, what are we even doing here feeling, that's probably intentional. Also, a side note, do you feel like that Jefferson Airplane song is really overused in soundtracks?
Yeah, I knew it. It's called Adagio for strings. I knew that just right.
is?
Yeah, that's that song.
Like one pill makes you.
Oh, I'm thinking of a way different song.
I feel like it's used in movies all the time,
I haven't seen
especially in scenes where they're using drugs.
Oh, sure.
Research
oh,
agrees
sure.
with
Oh,
me.
sure.
It was actually in Big Little Lies, even.
Oh, well, there you go. So that's a lot of movies.
Yeah. I wrote in my notes, "Green Goblin to the rescue! No child killing today."
I thought that was a really good scene.
It was very much like, oh, you don't have to be the worst kind of person.
That was also, so the movie is so hellish
Yeah.
that I was like, in that scene, at that moment, like, are there any good guys? So when Willem Dafoe did, like, say, hey, just like roll out across the field, like, oh, he's a good guy. Like, that was a
Yeah.
heartwarming moment for me.
But then in the end, he dies.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. That was.
Spoiler alert that
was-
Tom Berenger fucking kills him. Cause then the other plot is that, so I told you about him killing that guy's wife and then trying to kill that guy's daughter. Willem Dafoe stops him. And then later their commander comes and is like, if I heard there's an illegal killing, you're gonna go in front of a Senate panel. Mm-hmm. And actually Tom Berenger had that great monologue about, it's like, these fucking suits don't know what hell is like. And, and that was pretty good. But so then he's like, so Tom Berenger then kills Willem Dafoe because he doesn't want him to testify against him.
Yeah. That's why I like this movie, is because just the way I rate movies. It's not about whether I thought the whole film was interesting. Like, if there are just some great standout moments, I like it. And that scene was, not fun, obviously.
Right.
Kind of hard to watch.
yeah.
But very emotional. But the scene in the camp afterwards with Charlie Sheen, and then Tom Berenger's like, you want to kill me? There's one of me, 6 of you. You can do it. Just do it.
Oh, jeez.
yeah,
That was intense.
just kill me.
All right. I'm coming around on this.
Yeah.
I just, I guess I just really didn't enjoy it, and I'm being unfair because maybe it's just not my kind of film. But I also, so as I was saying, there isn't much of a plot, but I did have trouble following it sometimes. Like I didn't realize that Mary Alice's husband was in charge until like 40 minutes in the movie.
Yeah, there was the dialogue where he's like, I'm in charge, so let me give the orders.
Yeah,
That was sort of near the beginning.
I guess, but I didn't really get that.
Well, yeah, and they purposely made him not look like he was in charge, too. To establish that group dynamic.
Oh my God. And then the guy there was that scene where that guy stabbed himself in the leg so he could go home. Because apparently if you get injured twice, you get to go home.
Yeah.
And then that scene where he told Dr. Cox that he doesn't get to go home.
That's just like such an emotional moment. I thought, and so Charlie Sheen in the last scene of this movie where he's fighting and he's like really desperate struggle for survival. I just thought it was really moving. And again, I'm not like rooting for Charlie Sheen that much because you're right, he's not that interesting of a character.
And he's not a good guy. Like, I don't feel like anybody won his soul, which was supposed to kind of be, I don't know, I just didn't find, I think if there was a better actor doing it, I could have been more compelled.
I was drawn into his performance in that scene.
Okay, I wasn't. I felt forced. It felt like,
I think we both don't think he's great, but for me, I think he's acted well, but and maybe just the writing of the character was not so good. Mm-hmm. Like, there's just not enough content of the movie to really flesh out his character.
What other movies has Charlie Sheen been in?
I wouldn't know that. 2.5 Men, we've already discussed.
Right. That was a really inappropriate 2.5 Men. I feel bad about that.
No, don't.
He was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off for like a second.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was, when Jeannie, the sister, is like in the police station, he's like a strung out kid next to her.
That's a role he can play.
Like one of his favorite, I think that came out the same year as this. Oh!
Wall Street.
Wall Street. I was just going to say Wall Street because that's another Oliver Stone film.
Actually, that was what he got when he was leaving. He was handed the script for Wall Street.
Ooh,
whoa.
Good fact.
All right.
I mean, Wall Street, which I actually do kind of like that film. I think that's another film where Charlie Sheen's kind of bland and gets acted in, like in circles from what's his face, you know.
Martin.
Golden Gecko is. Come on.
Don't do that to me. Catherine Zeta-Jones' husband, right?
Yes, Michael Douglas. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Michael Douglas is amazing in it, and Charlie Sheen's like, all right.
All right.
I guess he's here.
All right.
Sorry, I don't mean to shit all over Charlie Sheen, but I guess I do mean to.
What? I mean, he doesn't deserve it? He's too innocent?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Let's not think about that. What does frag mean? I was gonna Google it and then I didn't.
Kill?
I thought from
That's-
context, but
yeah,
they kept
that's-
saying that, and I don't
yeah.
feel like.
But I know frag grenade. That's what I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. That's good.
That's all I know.
God, I don't know. You know, now throughout our discussion, I've come around a bit on it. I still don't like it, but
Okay. I don't think I'll ever watch it again.
I also, and I think this is a lot of 80s films, but just the quality of the film, I don't know.
Really? I thought it was surprisingly clear and good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Frag means to deliberately kill with a hand grenade.
Whoa,
Oh,
specific.
all right.
Okay. Well, let's wrap it up then.
Wait.
But
I loved that there were the two of us talking.
yeah, but if only we could get a third opinion, but somebody similar.
Sam. I mean, Sam didn't really have any opinions.
No.
What do you think of the Sam film?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
All right. So yeah. All right. Let's call our brother John for a bro call.
All right.
Call brother John.
Calling Brother John.
Put on speaker. Here we go.
I like that listeners, you're in on the process.
They get every step. Oh, it's 10 o'clock there, shit.
It's also Saturday night. One pill
Makes you smell.
makes you small.
Don't know the words. I want to play along in the bit.
Hi, you've reached John Flaherty.
Well, I
Alright.
assume he liked it just as much as me. I'm sure he agrees with me,
Right.
not you.
Would this go in your personal top AFI?
So that's 100 movies?
That's hard, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Those moments are really good, but... what do you think? So no for you?
I think maybe. Let me think this out. Because, like, as far as war movie goes, which I'm
Yeah,
not a fan
that's what I was just
of,
thinking.
I guess, I mean, I feel like that's a very important genre.
Yeah.
And I should have something from there.
You should have some anti-war film on there. And I don't...
And not even
because I'm-
anti-war, or just war film in general. But
Right.
I also agree that I'd rather have one like this than one glorifying war.
Absolutely.
Like a Saving Private Ryan.
And that's... Yeah. And I
Not-
like that it's not pro-America, really.
So maybe I would. Maybe I would.
I think so, too. It's nice to flesh out the list with different kinds, genres.
Right. So you liked it, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was good. It was good.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And still, so grade it.
Solid B.
I'm gonna give it a C minus.
Okay. Wow, that's really... that's lower than I expected.
I guess this is like my personal feelings. Like I just thought some of it was just so gratuitous. I don't know.
But not, like, needlessly so. Like, they didn't have to do that. Like, this was the war.
The raping of like the 7-year-old girls.
Right, but they didn't show, like, this is really going to freak out the audience. You know what I mean?
I just did not enjoy it. And then I
don't. That's not something you like to see, no.
Right, but then I thought the rest of it was boring, which is the most cardinal sin for
That's
me.
a real sin.
Yeah.
That's a real sin.
So that's it for Flahertys on Films.
Should we thank our sponsors?
Yes, brought to you by.
I know Apple Computers loves Platoon and Willem Dafoe.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, Steve Jobs on his deathbed said, I wish Willem Dafoe was here.
Well, that's too bad because Yankee Candle actually sponsored this week.
What is Yankee Candle? That's just like a candle company?
Yeah.
What? Oh, it smells so good in here. Wonder why. I do know why. Yankee Candle. Pick up your favorite scents. Peach cotton.
Yeah.
That's a...
Go to a store that just
hold on. I'm listing flavors.
Okay.
Listing scents.
Peach cotton.
Lily Lillens.
You can't just make up nonsense words.
I thought I could get away with it. Vanilla Sky. That's
That's a Tom Cruise film.
That's a Tom Cruise film. Fuck.
I bet he smells good.
But he smells really good.
I mean, I know he's into like Scientology and stuff, but he just seems like a guy who takes care of his hygiene.
And if you want a Yankee Candle, Tom Cruise scented Yankee Candle, that's available for the cheap price. So
Not like a good Tom Cruise. Not like A Few Good Men Tom Cruise. Vanilla
No.
Sky Tom Cruise.
No. Yeah. Anyway,
That's it for Flahertys on Films. Please check us out at our website, flahertysonfilms.com.
it's the best website on the internet.
Feel free to email us. I'm at Colleen at flahertysonfilms.com.
And I'm at Michael at flahertysonfilms.com. Let's see who gets more emails.
Let's see.
I bet it'll be me.
Now, I don't know. Now you're making me doubt myself.
I mean, I'm not going to promise any kind of
I
incentive.
mean, Mikey is super tall.
Pretty tall.
All right.
What does Charlie Sheen got on me?
And that's a wrap.
And cut.